Hook shot.
Boom.
Nailed it, table.
Boom. Yeah. So, yeah, this is interesting. Hi guys.
Wait, are we live?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it definitely did the hey, we're recording.
I didn't
hear it at all. Yeah, I haven't turned way down because my speaker sucked.
Let me slide closer to you.
So this is the first time we've done this together like this. This is
yeah. Well, my very first one that was just audio when we were in the mall. We did. I remember because I reviewed X-Men Blue.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. You never forget your first podcast.
Well, guys, we are here. What's up, Thursday Warriors? And we are in the upstairs mezzanine of the waterfront.
Yep.
And hopefully the internet doesn't suck.
Or cut out.
Yeah. We're on the wrong day because, I'm going to Heroes Con tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of crazy fun. So very excited about that.
Yep.
So yeah, we're going to talk some comics and we're going to talk some Obi-Wan finale and some Miss Marvel. Yeah.
Which really got a little bit crazy.
Yeah. We'll talk about that when we get to it. So some housekeeping, some stuff coming up this Saturday, every single store.
Big news.
Anniversary sale. Well, sorry, technically it's the company anniversary sale, but we call it the customer appreciation sale. 20% off pretty much everything in the store and half off dollar books in all stores. Go check it out. Everybody's hours are a little different. You should have got an email from your local store. If you didn't, make sure that when you ring out on Saturday or before that you sign up to make sure you get those emails in the store for that store specific. And then we have coming up, we have the 4th of July cookout on the 2nd in Cranberry on the Saturday. We're trying a Saturday one. There will be a geek flea market if anybody signs up to do it. So make sure you contact Cranberry about that. Lauren's in charge. I will be there manning the grill all day. It'll be a good time, but that'll be from 12 to I think 6.
6 is what I was going to say. I was about to say 6.
Yeah, it's 12 to 6. And then, man, something else. This Saturday, make sure you check out while you're down by the waterfront or at the mills. In between the two, we have Thriftburg is doing a whatever they call it, it's like a flea. It's not a flea market. It's a vintage market at Construction Junction, which is a lot of fun. Normally I'm there with Justin, but now it'll just be Justin because I'm going to be in Charlotte.
Which is just another name for an expensive flea market, right? A vintage market.
Yeah, but if you've been there, like they have a lot of good stuff.
No, I'm not saying it's not good. It's just it's the expensive stuff that, like, if you took it to a flea market, you're an idiot.
Yeah,
save it for the vintage market.
Right. It's a lot cooler stuff.
Keep your shitty, dirty Nintendo cartridges for the flea market.
Right, but there is a dude who like normally sits up beside us that has like a ton of awesome records and vinyl.
Oh wow!
So make sure you check him out. There's a couple other comic vendors. There's mostly toy guys, and then there's like
some toy guys,
random stuff, which is cool.
Which is very cool.
There's something else that's on the 7th of July we'll be at Butler at the Vagabonds for the Butler area toy show, first one ever. And make sure you check that out. A bunch of former NDC guys actually put it together.
Nice.
So Ken, Rob, and Brock, I believe, are 3 of the guys that are running it. We're gonna have a booth. Come check it out.
I hope to never be on that team, because then that means I'll be here for the rest of my life with you.
You'd rather be on this team. Ken was one of the original guys that did the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
It was actually his idea.
Episode
and then me, him, and Chip
796. Today we're talking about Miss Marvel season 42.
So weirdly, there's also no power to this. Just so you know, I don't know if that's.
Let me
you go play with that, and I will I guess talk about I'll talk about my first comic, I guess, while we're trying to troubleshoot this. So I was like, did it come out of the wall over there? All right, my first book. There we go. Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen's boss, Perry White. I feel like this is like the comic book about me. Like, like someone wrote a comic, like one of these dudes wrote about me. It's actually pretty funny. There's some good ones where it's like where he's like, yeah, Superman's a thing and he's there all the time. And he's kind of like a utility. Yeah, it's a bunch of minis. This was a cool page where it's Perry holding up the Daily Planet, but instead of cigars, he has celery in his mouth as an option to not have cigars. But it's a couple little minis. There's one where it's like old man Perry telling his grandkids about how he was like this crack reporter when he was delivering papers, and he kind of busted a mob thing up. It was kind of cool.
Crack reporter. It's Thursday at 6 p.m. We've got your latest crack news. All right.
Downtown, we're going to talk about some crack.
Downtown, you can find some of the best crack. Yeah.
But my favorite story in here is the one where these weird mutants give him a box of superpower cigars. So every time he smokes them, he has the powers of Superman.
Nice.
And he can fly.
Take that.
He like beats up a train. Like it's pretty awesome. It was a lot of fun. I definitely recommend checking this out if you like old Perry White stories. And then there's another one where it's Perry and Wildcat in a bar just talking about the old days where they used to beat people up. And then there's one that doesn't actually have any words, and it's just Clark Kent telling Perry White that he's Superman. But some of the teams on this are Matt Fraction, Steve Lieber for most of it. Nice. Elliot Magan and Kurt Swan. Elliot Magan, Kurt Swan again. Neil Cleed, Dean Haspiel. That's the old men talking in bars. I thought I recognized that art. And nice. Brian Michael Bendis, nice. Ivan Reese, Joe Prado, Alex Sinclair, and Dave Sharp, with the piece that was just the silent piece. I thought it was cool.
Ivan Reese is like the Ethan Van Sciver we like.
Yes.
Because I always think of Green Lantern when I think of both of them, and they have a very similar style, I feel like. Maybe I'm wrong. So
I agree.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's all right.
I'm done. Your turn.
I'll do my worst one, but it's not worse because it's just the other one was a little more fun. We're going to go with Immortal X-Men #3. This is a really cool Sunfire cover, too. This is a variant cover. So this entire episode
episode
is about Destiny.
Oh, imagine that.
And it's pretty trippy. It gets into all the stuff with her being reborn, and she talks about when she first had her powers at 13, the world and all these visions opening up to her, and then she's reborn in this body that's like a week old, and all of those powers are kicking in again. So it's cool to see for some people that are reborn how getting those powers right away when you're reborn affects you. But what's happening is she's starting to have visions again. She has some really cool visions of the future. She discovers that Mr. Sinister has cloned Moira.
Yeah.
So he's either cloned her or cloned her power and has her power stored, somewhere. But they didn't say whether it was like an actual body. They get into this council meeting, and Professor Xavier is arguing with Raven about why we didn't resurrect her. And then basically saying that Mystique is Donald Trump because she tried to overthrow the council. So, and then
Is there going to be an issue 6
yeah,
committee meeting?
issue 3 committee. And then one of my favorite parts is Kitty comes out and she just throws out this line, says, "Wow, Chuck, that's some real Professor Xavier is a jerk energy you're throwing out there." And I thought that was pretty awesome.
Big jerk energy.
She's even doing like the point at him.
Nice. In her Marauders outfit, which is even cooler.
Yeah. But the thing that was really interesting was
Pirate pride.
these visions that she had of the future. I'm trying to find that page so I can describe some of them to you. They were basically the things like that are going to be coming up. So some stuff that's interesting. She's showing the Avengers versus X-Men versus Eternals in her visions. And then she's showing something super interesting. There's magic back down in, I'm guessing, Limbo again, what looks to maybe be the Dark Phoenix. And the coolest thing, all the X-Men with red diamonds on them and Sinister sitting in a chair, like a red crystal chair. And I'm like, ooh, that could be interesting. But she comes out and she warns them right away, hey, we have a war coming and we need to get ready. And then she tells Raven, I wrote a book for you, but you can't read it.
It's called Nevermore.
It's Nevermore. So she said, you can't read it. And she goes, well, when can I read it? She goes, you'll know, but don't open it until then.
It's called Poe.
And it kind of closes out with her kind of monologuing to herself about how there is a future, but just not one for Mystique because she's not in it. So something's going to happen to Mystique. Maybe for her betrayal, she may get thrown in the pit. Who knows? But it was a really good, if you like Destiny, this was a really, really, really good issue. So
awesome. All right, my next book, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, and Moon Girl #1, which is totally out of my wheelhouse because I really don't read either of these characters normally. I have read some of the Moon Girl stuff, and it was really good, but I've never been like a big Miles fan. This book was a lot of fun, but it's still not in my total wheelhouse. But I will say, like, this was kind of like a mystery book, but it definitely is rated teen, but it could have been rated like all age. So like Moon Girl is like trying to stop a robbery with Devil Dinosaur, and then Devil Dinosaur just disappears, and the dude gets away, and she's like, where the hell's my dinosaur? So she goes back to school and has like a bad moment in gym class, skips gym class to go to her lab. Dinosaur's not there. I do love that she refers to him as Dee Dee, though. Like, that's just really funny. She goes to check out this other school, and it's actually the school where Miles goes. So she locks herself in this lab to use it to help triangulate to find Devil Dinosaur, because Devil Dinosaur has apparently been on the news, and she's like, how can he be over here and then over here and then over here? Like, it doesn't make any sense. So she goes to this place and runs into Miles, who is in the Spider-Man suit, which we both really don't like this suit, correct?
We hate this suit.
Yeah, this is not, it's like tracksuit bro Spider-Man.
Yeah,
it's very not good.
It makes if you go back, it kind of makes the Ben Reilly suit seem amazing at the time.
I'll be honest, most of the thing I don't like is like the turtleneck on it, going up over his face. But I digress. So they run into a Devil Dinosaur, but it's actually a clone Devil Dinosaur, and it's melting. So they follow some more clues, and you find the Black Ant and Taskmaster are cloning Devil Dinosaurs.
No, nice.
Right? So there's a big fight to try to figure out who's doing it.
I do love those two together. They've been in a few things, and I love their back and forth. It's pretty fun.
I love that she calls Black Ant the bootleg Ant-Man.
That's awesome.
Like that was awesome.
Yeah.
And then this like not quite perfect clone of Devil Dinosaur comes at them, and then again melts. They beat those guys up with a lot of cool gadgets because she's kind of like Data from Goonies. Like she just has all kinds of gadgets, and it's awesome.
Slick shoes,
right? Well, she uses like it's like she says like something like super strength or something, and it's like the boxing glove comes out, and I'm just like, "Yep, you are Data."
Yeah, it's because she's. I mean, her brain is her power essentially, right?
Yeah. Well, that and she's an Inhuman, and she can actually share the psyche with Double Dinosaur and control him / be with him. So then she sneaks back into the school. Her parents pick her up. She runs into Miles in the hallway, and she still doesn't know where a dinosaur is. So now they're going to go to space to look for him in the next one in Avengers and Moon Girl #1. So this was pretty fun. It was a fun little one shot.
The artwork was pretty good too.
The artwork was fantastic, actually.
Because when you read a book like that comes out, when you pick it up, you kind of almost have it in your head. Yeah. Okay, this is going to be some young artist you never heard of. It's going to be okay, but it was pretty good.
I think the colors actually were the best part because it really made it pop.
Yeah,
and I really enjoyed it. So it's no Amy Reader, and Brandon
Mike
Montague,
Spicer.
I think his last name.
Yeah.
But they are. It was a lot of fun. So if you have like a younger kid who wants to get into comics, I would recommend that one shot because it's a series of one shots of her hanging out with
different people. Because it's like her and Miss Marvel is one, I think. Maybe Captain Marvel.
Well, it's Avengers is what they showed, but it showed it as Captain Marvel. But yeah, definitely check it out. It was really fun.
So my second book was almost this. I'm just gonna say, was almost this.
Okay.
Because Christopher Priest wrote it.
Yeah.
I didn't care until I saw that he wrote it. And then I was like, I guess I should be reading this book. So I'll probably read it, even though I have really no interest in the movie at all. It's not really Black Adam. It's just The Rock.
As Black.
It's Rock Adam.
Black Rock Adam.
Yeah. But I did Dark Crisis, Young Justice #1. Now, this is a 6-parter, so this, I think, is going to be... If this first issue is good,
6 issues.
If this first issue is good, then yes, it's going to be good. Because if you remember Dark Crisis, I said sucked. But so much but. But this book was a lot of fun. So, because I love Young Justice. So this opens up with Cassie. She's at the funeral for the Justice League, and she's kind of monologuing about, like, you know, what she's going to do and how this hurt really has hit her, that she's lost a lot of people in her life. The Young Justice has lost a lot of members over the years, but losing Wonder Woman really hurts. And she doesn't know how she's going to get past that. You know, the whole Young Justice team comes up. She's kind of like reminiscing about the things that they've done in the past together, and then how they died, how her and Connor were a thing, and then he died, and then while he was dead, she like kind of had like makeout session with Robin, but then feels guilty about it, which I think that was back in like Infinite Crisis.
Yeah.
So as she's talking, they kind of move inside, and who I believe is Amethyst, who has left the team.
Right there?
Sissy. I don't know who that
That looks like Amethyst.
Yeah. So anyway, she's left the team, and she's kind of jealous of her, but also angry because it's like you just kind of just stopped being a superhero.
Oh no,
like,
that might be spoiler.
Oh, is that spoiler?
It's purple and black. Your options are spoiler or Amethyst.
Okay. Well, it's one of those.
Spoiler makes sense.
And then while the guys are talking, Cassie's getting really irritated, and she's just kind of like, maybe it would have been better if they just stayed dead, in a moment of like frustration.
Oh, no.
You know, because she's hurting from this stuff with Wonder Woman being gone. And I think it was just, and she turns and they're gone. Wow. And it cuts to Tim Drake waking up in bed to Alfred cooking for him, and he doesn't know what's going on
because Alfred's dead.
and has been dead for a few years now. And then Superboy wakes up, Impulse wakes up, and they're all kind of like in the same world, and they don't know what's going on. They, using their instincts, they meet up in the Batcave. I'm sorry, in the first headquarters of the Justice League, which is in Happy Harbor, not the Batcave.
What?
And they meet up, and they realize that when they're watching the news, they're in a world or time where Superman has just died for the first time.
Oh,
They're in 1993, essentially.
wow.
And none of the things that have happened have happened. They're trying to figure it out. Then they hear that there's some trouble. They rush to the trouble, and it is the Mighty Endowed, which is a superhero with ginormous begonions.
She's endowed.
Yeah, she's very well endowed. And they keep doing this thing where, like, I guess it's like they're so big that they keep just covering them in smoke. They won't like show, even though they don't burst.
How endowed?
Yeah, they don't burst out or anything, but they're just like, they're so big, we have to cover them with smoke.
Maybe she's got like 3-inch nipples.
Yeah,
or something weird.
So
just looks awkward.
While they're fighting her, Cassie is going and she's trying to talk to everybody that's left, to the superheroes that are left, like Jonathan Kent. Help me find them. And he's like, I'd love to. And I did think it was weird that she's going to like would it be Wally and Jonathan Kent, and they're like, hey, like we have our thing going on, like we're really busy, we'd love to help, but like it sounds like they're maybe just goofing off, and they don't take her seriously, which seems kind of weird. This is the one part that's
it's weird that they would do that to Tim though. But...
Well, and it's weird that they would do it after the Justice League just died.
Yeah.
Like if it was just like, oh, okay, it's random, nothing happened, now they're dismissing, okay, they're goofballs. But literally the Justice League disintegrated, they're not around anymore. So it's like, uh-oh, is somebody coming for the lessers? So, but they don't take it seriously. And then it just cuts back to the rest of the Young Justice guys fighting Titania is what we'll go. Sorry, I couldn't help it. So they're fighting her, and then it comes back to Cassie, and there's a little spoiler at the end that makes it really interesting for the second issue. But other than that little thing at the end, this issue was a lot of fun. It's exactly what I want when I read a Young Justice book.
That was very good.
So
very cool.
I would highly recommend picking up that series, because if Dark Crisis continues on the poopy path from the first issue, this could be the shining tie-in to that whole thing.
Who wrote
that? Fitz Martin. I have no clue who that is, but that's kind of that's the norm at DC nowadays. You know what I mean? You don't really know. I guess it'd be on this end page where she was. Megan Fitzmartin.
Okay.
And then Lauren Braga, who did a fantastic job with the art.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to follow her on Instagram and then see if I can get her on the show. So.
And then maybe we'll get her at the con.
Yeah.
Good job.
So.
All right. Now it is that time where your spoiler alert goes off. We're going to talk about some stuff. So if you have not watched the last episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi, or if you have not watched episode 3 of Miss Marvel, now is your time to leave.
Ron,
I
know you're driving to Ocean City, but I know you're going to listen to this when you get there.
Or you're listening to it right now as you're driving. But Ron,
he'll wait.
He's
a dedicated Thursday warrior. He will wait till Thursday.
You're right. He's only going to listen to it on Thursday.
Yes.
Okay.
Dan's here because Dan's just always here.
Well, I reminded him that it was going to be today while he was in the store shopping back.
Oh, okay.
So it made sense. All right. So Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
So the only issue I had with this whole episode,
and
really,
I
have two things. My first one is it was Leia, Luke. Why? And then that ties into my other thing, which is the third sister story part of this episode was just really not needed.
Not
And
this
it was
episode,
very
this season.
No, it was fine.
Because there's no payoff for it. So if there's no payoff for it, then you wasted trying to build any kind of a story with her. And I felt like they finally were building up to something. We saw her display some really good acting in this episode for what you could see, because it was a very dark episode. But I just thought
they should have killed her in the episode before, so that part of the story didn't even need to be done.
And it was very frustrating to be like, I've been waiting for this fight. I've been waiting for this fight. Vader fight. Here we go. Vader fight. And then boom, cut to Reva. And then back to Vader fight. Vader fights back.
Yeah.
Yes, awesome. And then cut back to Reva. And they did that like 3 times.
Yeah.
And I just was like, can we just stay on the fight? Because that's the part that everybody
But it was still very good.
It was.
That fight was awesome.
The fight was amazing.
It just was broken apart into chunks.
Watching Obi-Wan just do like some kind of like Jesus move where he just raises his hands up and he's just blasting rocks at Vader after getting
so good
pummeled himself with rocks.
And buried, yeah.
They're really good at taking hits with rocks.
Yeah. I thought there was a lot of use of force, which was good.
Yes.
Like,
because you could
really
show
see that.
the connection that they both had.
Yeah.
And almost if like, you know, their connection when they're together.
Right.
Stronger.
And so I felt that, because Chip and I were talking about this at dinner, because we randomly went to dinner tonight. And it was like, why not just kill him? Right?
Yeah.
Just why not just finish him? And I was like, I don't think he could do it. Obviously we know he doesn't do it because, you know, he is in 4 more movies after this as Vader.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I felt it was fine, but
I agree with
I understand.
Dan. He said that's the fight he wanted to see since the first time he saw the original movie.
Yeah, right. And it was interesting, but then it also was like, well, it felt, you could still felt that he's still trying to get through to Anakin
until I feel like the fight ended.
When he said the Vader, like the Anakin's dead, I killed him, that part.
Yeah. That was so when he said that was where you kind of like, okay, I think he's kind of given up. But there was, trying to think.
Oh, and there's a part. I thought it was cool when like his helmet's like half ripped off.
So me and my brother were talking about that because that happened in Rebels.
Yeah.
Ahsoka did it to him.
Yeah.
Although I think they did the voice modulation where you could hear Anakin and Vader at the same time better in the cartoon than what they did in this episode, because I really was trying to hear it.
Well, it kept going back and forth between it, which was cool.
It was cool, but like I was struggling at times to pick up Hayden Christensen. Like there was a voice that wasn't James Earl Jones, but it didn't sound always like Hayden Christensen to me. But my brother was like, yes, I think this is what's going to happen in this next fight. And they slice the helmet and you're going to see his face.
That was cool.
So like, maybe he just like needs a new helmet, like, cause that's twice.
But I think it gets, I mean, even Dark helmet doesn't take the Schwartz. And I remember what the other thing was. It was like, I felt it was very rushed when Vader's talking to the Emperor at the end, and the Emperor just basically is like, no, you my bitch. You're just gonna forget about Vader and do this, or Obi-Wan and do this other thing.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that felt a bit rushed to me. That's all.
I did think it was cool to have Qui-Gon.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Just when he's like, oh, you're finally here. Like, I've been waiting for you forever. He's like, let's go. We got a long way to go. So, finally has the connection back, and it's where it was before, everything happened. And then going up to Luke and just being like, hello there. And I was like, yes, he said that. I wasn't even thinking that he was going to say it. And it was just awesome that he said it. I just closed my eyes and just picture that GIF popping up all the time.
Right.
Hello there.
Yep. Yep.
So I give that series, I'd say I give it a B.
Yeah.
It was much better than Boba Fett.
The first, so a couple reasons I think it was better than Boba Fett was it had the same director for all 6 episodes.
That's a big
so
thing.
I think that really,
and I hope they
filled
learn
it
that.
in.
I hope they learn that.
The other thing was
lightsabers.
Well, that too.
Yep.
But I thought it did well transitioning from the first 3 or 4 episodes to have that prequels vibe to like the Rogue One kind of vibe in the middle to the original series, like the original trilogy toward the end.
Yeah.
Like it really balanced what they were trying to, like the transition from this to this.
I can agree
And
with that.
I really enjoyed how they did that.
It feels like that if I were to watch this in chronological order, for the most part, I wouldn't have a huge problem with this into like A New Hope. You know what I mean? I still feel like maybe there's another season of story to tell.
I agree. I'd like to see a little bit more of Vader between this and Rogue One.
Yeah. Something happens to these guys' bank accounts though, because the stress that they must go through in the last few years to go from looking like they're 45 to 72 in A New Hope.
Oh,
yeah. So
in like 10 years,
there's some financial woes going on just across.
Where does Qui-Gon take it?
Across the outer rim? Yeah.
Does communing with Qui-Gon really hurt that hard? Like that just sucks your life force out of you?
Yeah. Is Luke that big of a pain?
Right.
Because he wants to go to Tashi Station and get power converters.
Stop talking about Tashi Station. That'd be hilarious.
But yeah, I thought it was good. It's
I think
the best
binged,
thing.
It would probably be even better.
Yes. And I think it's the best thing since best Star Wars thing since Mandalorian season 1. Like if I had to rate it, I would say it's right up there. So
I don't know. Like I'm just enjoying all of it because like I don't like to rank it anymore because like I'm just enjoying the fact that we're getting it and it's none of it totally sucks. Like we can be like, oh, this is bad.
Yeah.
But it's not like it's garbage.
I mean, I would minus two episodes.
You can say that there was like an episode that was full garbage.
Well, there's only 2 episodes of Boba Fett that I enjoyed, and Mandalorian was those 2 episodes.
Oh, I actually thought Boba Fett was
the rest of Boba Fett I put up there with 7, 8, 9. But that I did hate Boba Fett coming into this too.
Okay.
So I was already like,
you're already on that path.
Yeah, I was trying really hard, but I couldn't do it. He just should have stayed in the stupid pit.
Any other fun comments we gotta?
No, my brother's on. He's watching. He loved it. And,
how many watchers are there?
Dan, we're up to 4, which is pretty good for an unannounced Wednesday show. So
all right.
Yeah, now
let's talk about Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
So no, really, if you don't want MCU spoilers,
this is some
you need this single episode is probably the most important episode of the MCU to date,
especially for the implications of the future of the MCU.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so we will now just go right to that. Well, actually, no. I want to start with the opening scene because I thought it was awesome that we got to see that is a Nega band, and that came off a dead Kree arm because that was a blue Kree arm.
So I thought so also, but then I looked up the Jinn,
the clandestine,
from the clandestine, and there's an image of a blue guy with a band of Sorta. So it might have been Kree. I think it probably, in the grand scheme of things, probably was a Kree. But I'm just throwing that out there as like a little thing to think about that that guy was blue in the picture that I had seen looking up.
I only say that because of when she went into the Negaverse and back thing.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I'm saying that.
Yeah.
Either way, we then get the clandestine.
Whoa, before that, you skipped something. You missed something. Maybe you didn't catch it. Ooh, maybe you didn't catch it.
Or I did, and I'm just skipping over it. What?
So at the beginning, when they take the band off, and then it pans up, the 10 rings symbol was on the ground.
Oh, I did miss
In
that.
the
That's
build,
cool.
yeah. So it's the 10 rings symbol. Because I sat there, I paused it. I'm like, yep, there's that. I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm like, oh my God, this is the 10 rings. So like, you think the 10 rings and how they're
right.
go on the wrist now.
Yeah, but they would have been in.
But nobody knows where those came from.
Right, but I'm just saying they
So-
would have been with him already.
Yeah,
So this could have been a temple of the 10 rings.
it could have been. I'm just
that
saying
they were fighting in.
that's very
Yeah.
interesting.
Or he could have kicked whatever that dude's ass was.
It
that
didn't get
lost
put
the
in
arm.
there for no reason.
Right.
Yeah, I guess is what I'm getting at. Yeah, so I
Yeah.
thought that was really interesting. Did you pick up on it? Let me know in the comments. Did you pick up on the 10 rings at the very beginning?
So then fast forward through a wedding.
Which was
and-
great.
Which
with
was,
the
it was
dance.
oh man,
Yeah.
the Bollywood dance
Yes.
was freaking awesome.
Yes. They've had a couple really
Yeah.
good dance numbers in this
Yeah.
short season.
I
so
like
far.
their use of like, it feels like, I said to Chip, I was like, it feels like 90s Nickelodeon TV.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, that's
TGIF kind of thing.
No. Like
No?
I'm like late 90s, early 2000s. More like
Okay.
like the original like iCarly original stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like that kind of
Yeah, yeah.
like that kind of vibe. That's what it feels like to me.
Shout out hashtag iCarly. Let's get that trend. I love iCarly.
Right.
I love that show. Her brother
Yep.
Spencer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the clandestine who are there, and they basically say, oh yeah, we're basically what people thought were jinn.
Yep.
And they're immortal.
Yep.
And they have children,
Mm-hmm.
and they're from another dimension.
Yeah.
And if you know anything about the clandestine from the comics, they are mutants in the comics.
Yep.
So to me, this was going, these clandestine that came in from whatever dimension they came from and they're trying to get home,
Yeah.
their children are now the things that spawn what will now become mutants
Yeah.
in the MCU. Or in mutants or in humans, depending on how they want to spin it. But I'm pretty sure they're going to go with mutants.
Yeah.
But they've been around since at least the war for India, like when it broke apart
Yeah.
into two countries.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what they were.
So I was like, what, 1900s?
The Passage.
Yeah.
They called the Passage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was like what, early 1900s, right?
It was
pre
World
World War.
It
was World War One.
No, it was like 1938 or 1940, something like that. Is what it said on the screen. So
I can never remember which war it was part of.
I'm
Maybe
just like-
somebody in the comments will say. But anyway, so that would give them at least 2 generations to have now basically mutants.
mhm.
And depending on how many of them there are, there's a lot. There's Francis in the background. Hi, Francis. All good. It was crazy. And pretty much like other than that, it's just a lot of fight scenes. Her powers worked out a lot more. Oh, and the totally awesome Jurassic Park homage, where she's hiding in the kitchen and they're like the raptors. I was like,
Yeah.
this is so awesome.
Uh-huh. I love the way she used her powers too.
Yeah, same.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Dan said, so the clandestine children are the children of the atom. Could be. I mean, that seems to
Which
be
is-
where they're pointing.
Yep.
And Kevin Feige said that you'll know what this next event, the future of where the MCU is going, by the end of the summer, I think.
So I'm thinking with the Negabands and the mutants and seeing Fantastic Four at the end of the phase,
Uh-huh.
right? I think we're going to see Annihilation War.
Probably. Yeah, probably. I mean, that would be awesome if they did that. I'd like them to do. I just don't want them to do some of the same old stories, and then going back like this morning, like I'm thinking about Doom and like where they can go with Doom to keep it fresh. And I'm watching I got up I was up at like 5 a.m. So I watched Obi-Wan, Miss Marvel, and I watched Doctor Strange.
Okay.
And watching Doctor Strange, I started thinking about Doctor Doom. And I'm thinking about the magic aspect of Doctor Doom. And I think that would be a great way to make that character feel revitalized and separate him from the two versions that they've done so far in Fox. And that's really a fun Doom anyways.
Yeah.
Like that's the Doom I want to see.
I mean, we're also going to have Agatha Harkness.
Yep.
So that's a thing. Yeah, I can see that. I can see Doom being a dude.
Yeah.
So, but all right.
Well, that was a short one. But
yeah,
that was,
sorry guys. It was short and a day early, but
Well, we worked and somehow found a way to both read 2 books while working all day. So
yeah, this is like the third store I've been in today too. So.
Yeah, so that's pretty good for a day early. Being able to talk about both shows, the future of the MCU, the endowed woman. And both our comics. So
yeah. So thanks everybody for checking us out this week on the Pittsburgh's most mediocre comic podcast.
Yes, tell your friends.
We will mediocrely be back next Thursday.
I'm gonna make bumper stickers too.
We're gonna make an opening credit scene.
Yeah,
it's gonna be awesome.
It's
like
gonna be
Pittsburgh's
so
most mediocre. It's gonna be the most. We should make it look like GeoCities.
I'm gonna get somebody on. You go on like Fiverr, pay somebody like $20, and they'll do an animation intro.
Nah, but what we need to tell them is like I want it to look like old school, like rock show posters where like you would cut things out and just stick them on there.
Yes,
because it's like super mediocre.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want. And then I'm gonna make bumper stickers.
Exactly,
and we're gonna give them out to everybody that wants it.
Yeah,
all 4 of you.
We get a lot more views in posts.
I know. But I don't know those people's names.
That's fair. Well, thanks so much, guys, for watching. We will catch you next week. And 2 weeks we have a guest?
We do?
Didn't you tell me we have a guest in 2 weeks?
I can work on it.
I thought we had one in July. My bad.
Nope.
Okay, then never mind. So we might find some. Maybe I'll find somebody at Heroes to come on. It'll be good.
Yeah.
So I apparently have to go to Bud Root's table and buy
Who's
something.
Who's all going to be there at Heroes?
Oh, dude.
Let me see this line.
Dude. Okay, we're going to talk about the Heroes lineup real quick.
Pull this. So Heroes. Let's pull this up. Featured guest list. Here we go. Mark Bagley's going to be there. Oh my God, dude. I will get Mark Bagley to do the show.
I will do what I can.
If just do it. Michael Cho, Chris Claremont.
Yep.
Oh my God. Amanda Connor. You had been working on that for a while.
Just Jimmy and Amanda both will be there actually.
Yeah, you need to go up there and just get at that table and be like, "What's up, guys? Oh, Tony Fleece is there. Make sure you go say hi. The guy did Stray Dogs.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Make sure you go say hi. Tell him I said hi. And Trish will be there too. So, oh man, where's Heroes Con at?
Charlotte.
Dang, I want to go.
Oh,
I gotta work this stupid sale, man. I mean, we'll see you guys here on Saturday. Ron Friends will be there.
What? Really?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Okay.
Does Ron Friends know Mark Bagley?
Maybe.
Is he friends with
him?
Friends with Bagley? Yeah. Stuart, even find out. Daniel Warren Johnson's gonna be there.
I'm totally gonna. I didn't have time to dig out any books though, so it sucks. So I might have to buy a trade of Murder Falcon down there.
Well, text me and let me know what he's got because I'll Venmo you or something.
I might just have him do a sketch for me.
Yeah.
Mike Lilly, I know Mike. He worked on like Spawn and Detective.
Yeah. Oh, Justin Mason, Nightwing, who was on with Spider Punk, is going to be there. That's cool. God dang, I want to go to this.
Bob McLeod,
I don't feel
Mark
so good.
Morales,
I don't feel good.
right?
I'm not gonna be able to.
Richard
go to
Pace,
work.
who did Second Coming, which is awesome.
How long does it take to drive to Charlotte? About
7 or 8 hours.
I could
Dan
be there.
Parent, James
Damn it, I was
Pesco,
gonna say I could be there Sunday, but
Ron
I gotta
Perez.
work Sunday.
all
right. You need to use Ron Friends to get to Mark Bagley.
Ed Pisker and Jim Rugg will also be there.
Ed Pisker
So-
was in 2 days ago.
I know, well, it was yesterday.
Or yesterday.
Yeah.
Bought comic stuff.
To
Came-
bag and board his stuff.
Came in and had stuff, and I was like, "Did I mess up?" And he goes, "No, I messed up." He's like, "I grabbed silver," and I was like, "Don't worry about it, Ed. I'll teach you how to do this one day." And and then he laughed and took his current board and left. So.
Oh, that's funny. He's
Yeah.
such a good dude. So, but
All right, guys.
all right. If anyone wants me to try to go meet anybody specific, you just put them in the comments. I'll see who I can find. Yeah. I know how much he costs, and it's not cheap. So,
You think he would charge to do a podcast interview?
oh no, that I don't know, but to do the show, it would be. I'd
Oh, yeah.
basically have to be
I don't
like.
care about that.
I'd basically have to be like, Tim, you'd have to work for me for free, and I would bring you Mark Bagley.
I don't care about that. Just see if you can get him to do the podcast.
Right.
And see, that's the
Okay.
thing. You get him to do the
Or
podcast.
sucker people.
And then
man.
he goes, "Wow, this was so fun. You guys are like real genuine, great guys. I'll tell you
You're
what.
very mediocre.
I feel bad for how mediocre you guys
Oh,
are.
you guys
You
are
have
so
no clue
mediocre.
what you're
It's
doing.
great.
I'm gonna have it
Oh,
half my fee, and then I'll still won't be
No.
able to work
that's
to cover the fee.
probably true, to be honest.
So.